Aquarius, the connection to Leo, the dog days of summer, getting very hot. Matter of fact, and it has been hot the last few days too. Some good crystals to use right now would be septarian, serpentine, or anything connected to the serpent or seven energy, and also anything that is yellowish green. So peridot too, because peridot is the crystal for it's a Leo birthstone. So peridot is definitely a great crystal to work with, kind of like that solar plexus heart chakra area. Yeah, it's definitely getting hot. What's up, Abstract Stranger, Warrior Nubia, Life Student, Derek Charles, Healy. Matter of fact, those who are familiar with the process, want to pre-order, got some bronzite pieces coming. It's all bronzite right here that I ain't touched yet. Also have it with got a little bit of I only got one strand of red coral, so I'm not gonna have much red coral in these pieces like that. They'll have a few. So again, first come, first serve. And getting that balance too of like realizing doing this out of love and not for the money. Like at any moment, if I'm doing this just the slightest bit to provoke somebody to, like spend money in that sense of it, and it throws off the manifestation of money, like then that means nobody going, you know what I'm saying? And the universe had to show me that. So getting into that vibe, even down to when I'm dealing with it, face to face, and as I'm talking to people and explaining things about it, letting people know like, hey, and I'm not trying to sell you on this point to try to hurry up and make you buy this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just informing you on the crystals, like, I think this right here is a jackfruit tree wood, if I'm not mistaken. It's by, how you say this? Bayong, B-A-Y-O-N-G. And I had that before, and it's either jackfruit tree or cacao wood tree, but I have to look it up. But got that cacao wood. This is a first, I think. Black tourmaline beads. I know one of these would be for me, so I definitely would like to have black tourmaline. I got a black tourmaline. That's kind of like the first. And got some picture jasper. Picture jasper is particularly great for helping people get over have the smoke. But yeah, we dealing with this new moon in Leo coming July 31st / August 1st. I don't think it's only called a blue moon whenever it's like 2 full moons in 1 month, and not necessarily 2 new moons. But again, like we basically kind of had 2 new moons in the month of July, But again, this one is in the energy of Leo. And matter of fact, another thing I want to say. Let me grab my tablet on this. As much as I love expressing myself, and things of this nature. Oh yeah, Derek Charles, Healy. Yes, I do ship them. Follow my Epic Lifestyles page to always get updated on what I'm making and posting, and always check out the latest posts. Anything past the last 3 posts will not 9 times out of 10 be gone. So you go look at a post from like 5 weeks ago, like that bracelet or whatever is gone. Like it's whatever the last post on my Epic Lifestyles page is, and I do inventory updates, showing what I have in inventory, or if you're just interested to know, just send me a message. Hey, what you got in stock? You know what I'm saying? And run it like that. But reading astrology is like math equation, So, in which way you formulate it. So, say for instance, because I want to show people how you could do your own astrology readings. I know, like you could stop having to depend on a video, because it's funny, like again, like the paradigm, like what I do my best to is to do videos that teach you to not have to depend on videos, watch videos, where you can learn how to do these things on your own and not necessarily. Now I get it that some of us, bring forth a certain energy, so we're bringing forth a certain piece that other people may not be able to piece together. So that's why people gravitate towards watching our videos or listening to us. For the most part, a lot of these things are things that you put together yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like say for instance, again, the new moon is in Leo. So you think about it, it's like a math equation. What the energy of the moon deal with, what the energy of Leo deals with. You know what I'm saying? The moon deals with dreams, mothers, and fertility, enchantment, creativity, changefulness, recyclability. So, all right, I know the moon deals with those energies, and it's a new moon, so it's like planting new seeds. So this is like a reflective vibe. Matter of fact, the new moon, going to the new moon is when we do destructive magic. Is when we're breaking out of cycles, like we're putting forth spells to take away something. You know what I'm saying? To remove a certain lower vibration or whatever. But it's called destructive magic. But again, not destructive destructive in that sense. But it's magic to pull away things. And again, that a new moon again is like about like a reflective energy and also like planting new seeds. You know what I'm saying? So you correlate that new moon with the moon energy, then what Leo deals with. Leo deals with being expansive, being proud, being dramatic, being fun-loving, being creative, being generous, being bossy. And then to add to that, hey, Leo drew by the sun. What does the sun energy deal with? Sun energy deals with health, pride, identity, leadership, self-confidence, fruitfulness, radiance, and expressiveness. You know what I'm saying? So I know that, all right, the full moon gonna have me, kind of into this intuitive vibe, this mother-like vibe, this dreamy. My psychic ability is gonna be up. I'm gonna be, intuitive and creative, and I connect that with the aspect of Leo. Where I'm gonna be feeling like proud and fun-loving. As a matter of fact, too, you're gonna feel a lot of creativity right now, but more so generosity. You're gonna feel again, that heart chakra vibe. The heart chakra symbol is the Star of David. The Star of David, known as the star to represent the lion of the tribe of Judah, the lion. And Haile Selassie being born on the same day that the Leo constellation starts off in Western astrology, But it's all correlated. But again, we're having that Leo, that heart chakra, being childlike, being expressive, being creative. You know what I'm saying? Tapping into that healthy pride. You know what I'm saying? Like being prideful about what you do, being confident about what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it could be. Buying all this jewelry is like being confident, and also being generous, like, cause it brings me great joy that I'm gonna be able to have these, bracelets and stuff, for people to connect with. You know what I'm saying? And also just in other ways, like being generous, shipping out crystals with the orders that people order, adding that aspect, within my realm. But again, and also seeing a lot of confidence. You'll see yourself being more confident in what you do and say, and again, it's knowing thyself that allows for us to be confident in the first place. You know what I'm saying? It's because, the confusion or the lack of confidence a lot of times comes from not even knowing who we are and what we truly, truly love and what we truly, truly really want to do. You know what I'm saying? Hence, if we're not doing what we love, then we, out of the moment. But again, the new moon in Leo, so it's like planting new seeds in connection with, again, that energy of being expansive, being confident, also like in the state of leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll be displaying leadership qualities and tapping in. And matter of fact, and basically, dealing with, and more so too, the new moon in Leo could be speaking to new ways of expressing the Leo energy in essence too. You know what I'm saying? And again, serpentine, septarian, or any crystal that's connected to a serpent and the number 7 are connected to the yellow and green color, you know, that's what you should be vibing with. Oh man, I see y'all coming through. Travel more, wonder more, blessings. Aim true blessings. Appreciate it. Spam me, spam hold. I'm discovering all over again blessings. 47 Bonita, Jalani, love, blessings. The real, what is real Charlie, country blessings. Real Mr. Brooks, the winner, blessings, blessings. But yeah, new moon and Leo. Matter of fact, again, it's knowing these things because they benefit you. You know if alright, if the energy is supporting creativity and generosity and confidence, then I'm gonna do things that, you know, that normally, like say for instance, normally you don't have the confidence or the creativity or the generosity, you know, that fun-loving energy. You know, now would be the time to, you know, assess and reflect on how you express the, you know, how you express this energy. In essence, you know, how you know, express your confidence, or how you move within your confidence, how you move within your creativity, how you move within your generosity. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I being really generous? Or when I give things away, I'm looking for something back from other people or the universe? You know, like, it should be authentically, like, no strings attached. Because what's real is you could feel 1% of a string being attached. Like, if a person giving you something, like, out of wanting something back, you know, it's like you could feel that they gave you something almost on some, like, you could feel like something in the air where they kind of like, all right, you should be giving me something back. You know what I'm saying? Type of vibe. And it should never be like that. Like, you should always give out of genuine generosity, you know. Not looking for anything in return, you know. Matter of fact, speaking of the horoscope, you know, the etymology vibes, you know, horoscope, Horus, you know, the eye, can't see my tat, but the eye of Horus, the eye of Haru are over the horizon. You know, matter of fact, with dealing with astrology, the sign on the horizon during any moment is always key in almost all aspects, you know, of anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, keeping up with certain things, you know, with, matter of fact, with the shift in the spring equinoxes. The spring equinox used to be in Taurus, so like when spring came, instead of it being Aries, at one time it was Taurus, hence all the stories with, you know, dealing with Moses or different beings talking about dealing with the bull, you know, dealing with the Taurus energy, you know. And the equinoxes, you know, basically equinox is the equal daylight times, and that's the equal night, equal dark, and that's the Libra energy, you know, hence the balance of the scale. That's the fall equinox, you know, equal light, equal day. And you got the spring equinox, equal light, equal day, but in the Aries energy. And then you got the solstices, which are polarizing, you know, they're not necessarily equinoxes in that sense, you know. Like, you got the summer, Cancer, you know, Tropic of Cancer. You got the summer aspect, which is real hot and warm, you know, like a mother's love, you know. And then you got, in which, you know, and Cancer deals with the moon or deals with the mother energy, you know. And then you got real cold energy coming in the wintertime, or the Capricorn energy, cold like old father time, you know, like Pops could be a little cold sometimes, you know. And you see all these different stories of beings. Oh, this being was very cold, or this being was warm to the people, or this and that. You know, it's all speaking on different astrological and mythological aspects. Yeah. Again, because matter of fact, with the deluge signified the end of a cycle, or the end of a period of time. Deluge meaning like all these little flood stories and stuff like this, you know. Like and the whole ark. The ark is like a mystic name for the Holy Spirit, but the ark is also the name for the mother and for the boat ride home. You know what I'm saying? Connecting with the mother, but you know, it's connect with the mother and Jesus the water as well as the boat. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the ark come from. Hence, the story of Solomon and Sheba leaving away with the Ark of the Covenant, which again, taking it from Solomon, but that goes like that in Christianity, because by the time you get to, matter of fact, honestly, by the time you get to the Typhonian cults, the Typhonian cults is where a lot of the Christianity texts come from. The whole Revelations comes from the Persian text, dealing with Zoroaster, you know what I'm saying? So, and again, when you going back and knowing these things, and nobody could pull that wool over your eye, and you won't be out here fake, worshiping this, matter of fact, this being to take your magic, hence Jesus, you know what I'm saying? It's like, the Christ energy is a real thing, but it's a fact that, Constantine got together with the two Nicene councils. It's a fact that you got 16 crucified saviors and that whole storyline that existed. So you mean to tell me 16 people, live the same exact life, like all in the line, you know what I'm saying? Here it is, none of us doing that right now, or even meant to do that, but you telling me that 16 people came down and lived the same exact life in all these different times, It's like, you gotta use your logical reason and your inner intuition, you know what I'm saying? And two, that's how you know most religions are a cult, because they don't even allow for you to use your own inner understanding or use your logical reasoning, It's like, oh, you gotta go by this Bible or this book. I don't care if somebody presents the truth to me, I'ma still like, nope. That's a cult. A cult basically and what's crazy is how people don't even notice that, like, oh, Jim Jones and them drinking the Kool-Aid, this and that. You drinking the wine and eating the blood every day. You doing a human sacrifice ritual every day. You call it church. Kubo crazy. And I'm joking, to each his own on your growth, you know what I'm saying? But that's the whole aspect, It's like, knowing, like, bro, somebody gave, especially melanated people in America, like, you got Jesus whipped into your ass, you know what I'm saying? You got that shit whipped into you. That's not nothing that you were dealing with, and put like this, you got the people on the Sentinel Islands, you know what I'm saying, who had some of the eldest DNA, don't allow nobody on their island. And then you got the Solomon Island people. None of them even seem like they even speak on no Kemetic gods or none of that, let alone some Roman Catholic Church shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, understanding that what the end game is, and two, that's where, like, matter of fact, shout out to, like, knowing, like, where you do have to know, like, the art of war in essence, and knowing what you're dealing with, because again, even bringing it into the inward, you know what I'm saying? Because again, in essence, until we get to know thyself fully, there's like an inner war going on, hence the external war, quote unquote, going on, the spiritual vibes, you know what I'm saying? But it's like knowing what you up against. You're up against something that knows that your subconscious mind is powerful, and it knows that, all right, if I program, this being mine, then I could get them to create, do whatever I want them to do, like a Pokemon. And I done spoke on that already, you know what I'm saying? Like, people using your superpowers to manifest, you know what I'm saying? Plus shit, again, like, I just watched a video that spoke on that, Bobby Hemmett speaking on, like, with the movie Precious, like, he's like, that's the first movie I watched it one time, I couldn't watch it again, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never felt like that about a movie, like, where I could just never, like, it could never, like, even though it's acting, it's like, I can't, like, I just can't, and notice, though, Monique got, like, this Academy Award for it, you know what I'm saying? And like, again, this is ritual, because they plan all this shit. Who give out the awards, who put the shit on TV, who make the movie, you know what I'm saying? That's all intertwined. So here it is, it's like, all right, and then, too, these people who all study, like, Aleister Crowley, and, matter of fact, and you look at the whole aspect of Scientology, that church, that's all in Hollywood. L. Ron Hubbard used to be in the OTO, you know what I'm saying, with Aleister Crowley, you know what I'm saying? Shit, no coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Aldous Huxley, Carl Jung, and all these people connected to the Tavistock Institute. Tavistock Institute connected with MK Ultra, like, this is no coincidences, and it's not for us to fear-monger ourselves about it, but again, to have that awareness, to know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? The more of us that know what's going on, the less, you know, it's like, yeah, the more that we know, the less that it could happen, you know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. Hey, true revolutionary blessings. Chuck Maverick, what's up, what's up? But yeah, that's the whole aspect, you know. Getting back to the arc like what's going on. The flood is like a flood of energy that's coming through, you know. And I spoke on that, you know. That spirit is what saves you during the flood, you know, that arc come through and save you during the flood. So again, Noah wasn't no real person as much as it was just a personification of an energy, you know. It's not no real people in these situations, you know. Again, Noah's Noah mythical symbol cannot be rightfully claimed by either Jew or Christianity. Noah is but a Jewish representation of the pagan gods who were never men, but types of astronomical periods. You know what I'm saying? All these things represent astronomical periods and cycles changing. You know what I'm saying? And again, when these theologians get a hold of this, the true aspects of these myths, and any of Gerald Massey books help bring light in these situations. Again, Rudolf Steiner, and also the Celestial Ship of the North book that was banned in '93. I forgot. I think it's Valentino Straighton, but last name Straighton, Straiton. And I can send you the book on PDF as well. Just send me a message and remind me. But again, this is types of astronomical periods changing, you know, whether it's changing through the solar energies, or you know, when they used to be dealing with the lunar. Because first it started with, not even say the beginning, but you know, the earliest aspects of dropping down from, you know, the primordial mother, you know, and then coming from out of that north, that celestial ship of the north, you know, it was dealing with stars, then it dealt with the lunar energy, and then it dealt with the sun energy. So that's why things went through, you know, first mapping out like more sort of constellation vibes, you know, and the fixed signs and all that, and then later into, you know, connecting with the mother energy or the moon energy, and then later into the sun energy with more of a masculine energy with Ra and the solar phallic sunlight, you know, and all these different vibes. But again, water and matter of fact, what else? Noah mythically means one who rests, and also in Hebrew, the word nuach is related to breath, you know, like Noah. So water and breath, in which baptismal regeneration finds its origin. So, you know, when we talk about water and breath, you know, and again, the Noah is like baptism and an energy and breaking out of one cycle and moving into a new cycle. You know what I'm saying? The death of the old self again is like, you know, like the death of the old 40 drinking Xanax popping me, you know what I'm saying? Like it's death for that aspect and the transformation into a new earth, you know what I'm saying? Because I no longer, you know, again, because what we eat and consume creates our bodysuit. Think about that, you know what I'm saying? If I'm constantly drinking sodas and constantly drinking foods with yellow number 5 in it and shit that ain't got nothing to do with my biological makeup, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna start acting and doing artificial shit because my cells could only pick up on the fuel that is being given. And if it's given artificial ass fuel, then it's building itself artificially. Like I'm making an artificial body by continuously eating artificial food. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's just straight raw science of it. Like a little kid could figure that out. Like, you know, well, if I'm eating this, you know, and then you realize that the reason why a lot of people have big bowel movements because most of the shit you're eating is waste. You know, none of it is healthy for you. That's why, hence, you're just shitting it all out. And that also speaks to the aspect of, you know, us being able to be breatharians and not having to eat, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's when things really break down too. Trophy T, blessings, Big Five, blessings, misled, Rilla, blessings, we win in wellness. What's up, what's up? And also, Noah, at the beginning of Noah, Noah is connected with meaning a boat. I forgot in what language that connects with. And that's also, again, back to the water. And again, that water from out of the water into a new life, like a baptism in that sense. But, yeah, definitely. Again, everything being about seeds as well. Plant seeds in the garden. Back in the new moon is about planting as above, so below, as so without. If I'm trying to plant a seed, I'm gonna do it around a new moon, and everything is ritual. You think it's a coincidence that the Lion King is being released around Leo season? Oh, that's a coincidence. Oh, no, it's not. That's deliberate magic. That's deliberate rituals being. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Again, doing astrology is like a math equation. So, and it's a little bit like, so say for instance, my sun sign. The sun sign is what the sun do. It shines. It shows itself and say, hey, look at me. Again, like, and Leo ruled by the sun. So, that's where that prideful energy, that expansive energy, that expressive energy, like that. That's where it comes from. That solar plexus, heart chakra energy. And also connected with that gold energy. But if you got a sun sign, your sun is how you express yourself outwardly, how you show the world, like how you present yourself, like what you present yourself as to the world. You know what I'm saying? So your sun sign, if it's you would just look at, all right, the sun represents that. Matter of fact, make your little sheet out like this, where you could just have like small, like just quick little aspect of each planet and a quick little aspect of each low time, and you can just put these things together. So if you find out it's a full moon in, I don't know, let me give it full moon in Taurus energy. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a full moon is about things coming to like reaping what we sow. So a lot of things coming up to the light, you know what I'm saying? And also dealing with constructive magic, like doing magic to add to things, you know what I'm saying? Instead of taking away, you're doing magic to promote, love, or promote abundance, or promote something to happen in that sense of it, you know what I'm saying? But the full moon, again, just do the equation. The moon energy deals with, again, like that mother energy, intuition, changefulness, secrets, psychic abilities, so I would think about that moon energy in connection with Taurus, like a math equation. Moon plus Taurus equals this energy, you know what I'm saying? Venus plus, like say for instance, my Venus is in Scorpio on the Western astrology. So my love, so the way I deal with love, beauty, attraction, fertility, harmony, arts, relationship, connections, unity is on a real deep and sensual level, like a Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, it's like little math equations, and also because a lot of people, like you gotta do your best. You know what I'm saying? Like. Some people I could tell they just sitting around asking me, and which teaches on, because again, you'll learn through just asking me some shit that you could research with these, and by me not answering, because I get that type of tough love, and I even say it's like tough like that, but that type of real love, in essence, is allowing for you to see like, all right, yeah, this is something I could go, research on my own, or this and that, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's like a math equation. All right. right? My Mars energy. Because matter of fact, that's another thing too. So these are the aspects that'll be going on too during the so the moon in Leo, like in the July 31st slash August 1st time, the moon gonna be in Leo, you know, the sun in Leo, you know what I'm saying? Mercury gonna be in Cancer. So Mercury deals with strategy, right, divination, magic, messages, travel, communication, and it also could deal with deceit, because you know it's like communication to somebody, like communicating in a deceitful type of way. But you got Mercury is gonna deal with, again, like that communication, that travel, that magic, that commerce type of vibe. So you think about that in connection with the Cancer energy. The Cancer energy deals with being intuitive, imaginative, protective, domestic, nurturing, emotional, so that Mercury in Cancer is gonna have like my energy of communication and travel in connection with, with being intuitive, and being imaginative, being in that mother-like energy, you know what I'm saying? Again, so you start to see like this like little math equations. You just add the stuff together and you'll get an idea of what the energy dealing with. Same thing with the tarot cards, like the story. I could think of one. I think it's the Three of Pentacles, if I'm not mistaken. The Three of Pentacles is where that brethren standing on that bench and he's working on something. They got two other people walking up to him, like to work on a project. And if I'm not mistaken, that's Mars and Capricorn, which is like saying to be like, like the Mars energy in Capricorn. So it's like, aggression, willpower, so more so willpower and determination, and that energy to like applying that willpower and determination from Mars into that Capricorn dynamic of being ambitious and prudent and hardworking and disciplined. Hence on that tarot card, the brethren like hardworking. He working as the people talking to him. He like still getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Like so. And these energies tell a story. You just have to want to learn just the slightest a bit and not look for everybody to gift wrap you everything. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I do my best to share the free game as much as possible, but it's only so much that I can speak on, and that you're meant to even get from an external aspect, like this. Again, we should tap into guidance and I ain't around. All these modalities, from astrology to crystals, all this is to better help you know who you are. Know that you are God on a human experience, live out your soul purpose and get the fuck out of this realm unless you're trying to stay here, point blank period. So it's like, how can I use crystals to, do whatever it is to align with, knowing thyself, how can I use crystals to reprogram my subconscious mind? How could I use crystals to align my chakras, and again, and working with them and not being dependent on them, you know what I'm saying? Venus and Scorpio, man. So like I'm like, I be feeling like, and I think that's why sometimes too I back away from dealing with the feminine energy, which I realize too is about being straightforward. It's about being like, hey, not necessarily looking into no relationship, but wanting to connect in some way, form, or fashion. Because I think about like how I feel like. Sometimes I feel like it's a perverted vibe, but it's not so much as that, as much as like again, that Venus Scorpio energy, that deep love. Like I want to be sensual, I want to touch, like like I want to feel, like I want to. That's not being over sexual. It's just like that. And again, that's realizing again, because sex is a healthy thing. When it's not in the form of the the unhealthy, the vibrational, egoic mind of it. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's just that raw, real expression of just, this is what I feel in the moment, and this is what's natural to me, you know what I'm saying? Like a morning wood is something that's natural, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't, and like, oh no, my body's not supposed to do that. Why am I feeling sexual urges? But as you was built like that. You gotta be accountable how you express and deal with that energy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that whole aspect again, like, you want to be like, in that intense, you know, touchy, feely, sexual, you know what I'm saying, energy, and that's what my love is. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't feel like I'm being like, I do feel like like I gotta be touching and, you know what I'm saying, I gotta be sensual in some kind of way, man. Like, I feel like you don't love me if we ain't being able to touch each other. So again, that's why I was like, like feeling like, is that me just being pervertish? Or like, like feeling like, like overly sexual, on some like, I can only deal with you if we're touching. But it's like, and I don't know, it don't have to be, necessarily sex in that sense, but, it's like, it feels funny to have that, like, that vibe of like, well, I'm way over here, you way over there, but we call ourselves, we know without a doubt that we, like, in essence, like the old people say, we courting. You know what I'm saying? Like, we dealing with each other on some vibes to, vibe and see, allowing for the friendship to be what it is in the moment, but, to connect and be, you know what I'm saying, and vibe. But we acting like we don't really, really want to vibe on that level, And again, I can only speak for my reflection, you know what I'm saying? That's why I had to realize, again, like constantly working to get comfortable in this area, and realize the lesson loops. If I'm constantly in a loop of feeling like this, there's something in my subconscious programming that constantly have me, going through dealing with, my sexual nature in this manner. So I gotta find ways to, open up more. And that's another thing, like going all the way deep. Like, and I go back as far as I can remember, like being 5 years old, 6, 7, whatever. Like go as far as back as you can remember, and I go through like, all right, when I was 5, like what was I seeing from my parents on a sexual level, or what was I being taught in my early, you know what I'm saying? Like go back to all those aspects again, like the time machine and being in the moment and tapping into the past and the future right now. And again, only tapping into the past and the future, though, in relevance to your now, you know what I'm saying? When it's not relevant to your now, because again, by not being in your moment, you're basically telling, your inner source, higher self, that, almost like I don't give a fuck about life, or like you constantly, again, like you're never grateful. Because here it is, like every moment, you should be grateful for what is in your moment. Because think about like you're like in a hamster wheel when you're always looking for tomorrow. I can't wait till Tuesday, or I can't wait till Wednesday, or I can't wait till Friday, or I can't wait till Saturday, I can't wait till, you just constantly can't wait till the next moment, meaning you're never satisfied in your moment, meaning you never grateful for your moment, or loving, yourself, or the God that you are, in the sense of loving your moment, because just by loving your moment, you're loving the expression of the being that you are, like that extension of source, in the human experience, It's like giving thanks and being grateful whenever you're in your moment, because that's the only thing that exists and is the moment right now. So, so to try to be in it, that's like, again, like ungrateful, like, oh, fuck what I got in the moment. Like I'm constantly trying to get something tomorrow. I can't wait till tomorrow when I do this, or I can't wait till tomorrow when I do that. I can't wait till tomorrow. I can't wait till tomorrow. And then you're just gonna always be insane, you know what I'm saying? Chasing the tomorrow. And that's why some people do walk around living like an insane, like, I gotta, And of course we done all been through it on our growth, you know what I'm saying, in some way, form, or fashion, but going to expire, something like that. But essence, what do you think about it? I like very great for astral travel, amplifying your extrasensory perception. Definitely, like, just with the inner vision, like, that with eye light would be a great vibe for, like, amplifying your inner vision and, like, like actually seeing things with your mind's eye. Like, yeah, pop light, definitely. And just raising the vibration in general. Pop light got a lot of water in it, too. So just good for amplifying energies just in general. I appreciate it, discovering all over again. Thank you. M. Pickens, what's up, my brother? Bless, bless. All right, all right. Queen Cash, bless. Come attached, yep. That Scorpio energy, and again, all these different energies about. This come from the, again, biblical scripture. Took mythology and changed it around, you know. Matter of fact, because the movie 300, I realized how much the movie 300 could almost speak to, you know, maybe that battle was speaking to, you know, the, like, because, again, like, the Roman Catholic Church, especially when you're dealing with Revelation comes directly, Revelation in the story of Jesus, again, with the story of Jesus come from at least 15 previous stories, you know what I'm saying, not, let alone the story of Mithra that comes from Persia right before. But again, like Persia, you know, and dealing with the Trojans or the 300, you know what I'm saying? And that was like Persia, you know, pushing that Mithra, like the Mithra energy or the story of Mithra, because Mithra was born of a virgin, you know, crucified, died, and was, you know, like all that whole same story, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Horus, same thing with Quetzalcoatl, you know, same thing with Buddha, same thing with Krishna. It's like when will, you know, a light bulb hit and be like, alright, maybe this is a certain energy that these people are all expressing about, but not necessarily a person. And again, that's not to say that people wouldn't embody, like that's impossible for a person to be walking around and embody that energy and that sense of it, more so like the whole spectacle of it, like born of a virgin, this and that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not like a one person story, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's like the story of, you know, of our energy too, you know what I'm saying? Like the Christ energy coming down through more than one being, you know? Matter of fact, another aspect, Noah, mystically, Noah is interpreted as spirit falling into matter. And pure spirit is said to be intoxicated when imprisoned in matter, you know. So like whenever you're imprisoned in matter, like you get all kind of woozy, you know, like first coming into a bodysuit type of vibe. And in the story, Noah plants vineyards and gets drunk, you know, right after he gets off the ark. Plant some vines of wine and you get on it, you know what I'm saying? Representing again like that spirit coming into the body, you know, of matter. And you know, the celestially, the fruit of the grape is dealing with divine wisdom, you know. That's also connected to Virgo energy or the virgin. Basically it. Again, Leo season, being generous, being creative, being confident, you know, stepping into the leadership, being expressive. Like, don't matter what nobody else think, you know, be confident and express yourself. Again, that childlike behavior. You know, when a little child dancing or doing some shit. I mean, of course, more so though, because a child may be taught to be shy, but most cases, you know, like a child just got like a natural vibe to just do shit, not care what nobody even thinking, you know what I'm saying? And that Leo energy. And also another crystal that'd be great to work with right now is citrine. Citrine embodies that strong solar plexus, Leo, you know, the vibe, so definitely. And matter of fact, Venus gonna be in Leo and Mars in Leo, so it's gonna be a lot of Leo energy. You know, so with Venus in Leo, like dealing with the aspect again of love, beauty, attraction, fertility, and harmony. Like dealing with the art, so like, you know, we'll be more expressive on a art level, you know what I'm saying, like dealing with arts or music, you know, being more confident and more creative in that area, you know. And also, let's see, you know, creative and fun loving about the way you deal with love and beauty and attraction, you know. Like, and again, being like Venus and Leo, like a lot of us will be more confident in our expression of love, you know. So like right now in this season, a lot of us may be stepping up to somebody who we feeling the energy of, whether masculine or feminine, you know. It's like, you know, being very confident at expressing like, bro, like I really vibe with you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you may have that energy coming up with that Venus and Leo energy as well. And then you got Mars and Leo, you know, and then that, you know, so Venus dealing more with the sensual, you know, loving aspect, and Mars more of the lusty, sexual, you know, like root chakra, willpower, determination energy. So like, you got Mars and Leo, so we're gonna be displaying a lot of courage and willpower and determination, you know, with that confidence, creativity, and generosity. So we're gonna be very strong about, you know, like we're gonna have a strong willpower about the way we we express leadership and generosity and creativity, you know, and that fun-loving energy, you know, being expressive, you know. So, you know, that's, and again, that's July 31st, you know, / August 1st, what we're dealing with. Also, just speaking on too, man, the 4 agreements, y'all. You know, without even having to read the whole book, the 4 agreements. You know, make your word impeccable. You know, our word is word magic. You know, don't forget that, like when somebody express opinion, you know, like that's word magic if you agree to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if somebody be like, because that's happening right now too. Like, oh man, they got a measles outbreak and this and that. You know, you better watch yourself. You better, you know, you better get yourself clean. Like somebody come up to you, oh, the measles outbreak, and you better get yourself clean. You know, if you agree, like, oh well, yeah, like even if you know, but you know how you knowing better, like, bro, I know how the mind works, but this shit all fear mongering shit. I ain't fucking with that notion. But then you still kind of like with that person just to be nice, cause that show you how all those other modalities weaken you. But like on some like, so just to be nice, or just, you know, like, well, just to be nice, let me act like I'm taking heed to what you're saying. You know, you put yourself in that spell, you know what I'm saying? Because now you're giving that power to the aspect of you catching the measles, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Because matter of fact, I done had it come to me, like somebody like, oh, you know that, like, I don't resonate with that. Like, you know, like I know how fear-mongering situations, like I told him straight up, like I don't, you know, I'm good. I've been on this plane of existence for a nice while and ain't never had none of the shit that, like I'm from Louisiana, they talked about West Nile. But when I say that West Nile shit was all over the TV, like West Nile, West Nile. Bro, I don't know one family member, one acquaintance, one friend, and then from those people extending on out, like I don't know no family member who got a coworker or somebody they know that died from it. I don't know acquaintance and somebody they know, somebody extended from them that died. Like I don't know nobody who died from West Nile virus, but yet that was all on the news in those little summer times back in Louisiana. You know, again, fear mongering shit, bullshit. The fact that the placebo effect exists, we should all just look at ourselves idiotic to some extent whenever we are like questioning anything about like food or whatever. It's like, bro, we got the power to fucking take a sugar pill and cure a disease, you know what I'm saying? Like, what more do you want as far as like how powerful your mind is? Like, that's why I'm not rigid about being vegan. It's like, you know, if you be too rigid, then any little thing outside of vegan, oh, it got like, it has regular salt instead of Himalayan, like, or sea salt, not Himalayan salt. I get sick whenever, it has to be Himalayan salt. When you create, again, you're the creator of your universe. When you create these tight ass, rigid ass rules in your universe, when you go outside of them, you know what I'm saying, you get sick and shit, I think about Bobby Hemmett talking about his brother. He's like, he got a brother that's a vegan or vegetarian, and he's so tight on it that he was like a dust particle fly up too high, and he like getting sick, you know what I'm saying, because of how much he over manages that cleanliness vibe. And again, that's not to say that you shouldn't be, again, to each his own with your diet or with your, with any of that, you know what I'm saying. Like, bro, I had a fucking, some bean and rice tacos last night. They wasn't vegan, and they was good as fuck. and I don't judge. I'm not judging myself. Again, the Four Agreements. Matter of fact, back to that little vibe, man. That's a good book too to get. I have to go back. And again, it was a lot of affirmation from it, stuff that I already knew. It just needed to refocus on, in essence, and re-implement into my everyday life. Because again, Triple H, habitual healthy habits. You know what I'm saying? In order to break out of these old spells or these old unhealthy habits, we gotta create new spells. New words or affirmations and new habits. In order to create this new world. You know what I'm saying? It's not just gonna happen. And again, like, because we've been taught subconsciously, taught this Jesus modality of like, oh, this person is gonna come and save you. You'll find that you'll do that with other aspects. Like, say for instance, you could turn crystals into Jesus if you're not paying attention. Like, oh, I ain't gotta do too much work. The crystal's gonna save me. I ain't gotta do too much work. The meditation gonna save me, so I could be a more sly, because I had to catch myself. But like, I'm like, ooh, shit, that is subtly almost like falling into that, letting something save you vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I had to, realign myself and like realize, like, again, make your word impeccable. Don't take anything personal. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. You know what I'm saying? Those four. Make your word impeccable. Realize the power of your words and how strong they are. And dealing with other people's words. Again, like if somebody expresses an opinion, making sure you don't just agree to those terms and conditions. I had a video about that. Like, it's your terms and conditions in your universe, your walking universe. Like, that's why I've been saying a lot lately, like, take what resonate from a video, leave what don't. You're not supposed to be trying to be exactly like me, or learn every single thing from me. I mean, it's cool that, some of us as, quote unquote, being called teachers or whatever, it's cool that some of us, present some of this information in a manner where, to a person almost have to do their own research, like, cause like, here are the pictures, here this and that. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, it still is up to, your own inner gnosis. And that's the thing, and there's an asterisk by that, because some of us are very intuitive, where we could pick up on information from like a lecture or something like that, knowing, like, our higher self letting us know how true it is, and where we don't have to really go out into, searching for, you know what I'm saying, in that sense of it. But it comes through having a strong, resonance with your inner guidance first and foremost. Yeah. Don't take nothing personal, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody got an insult or whatever, that insult is them dealing with something inside themselves, Don't take it personal. Because matter of fact, like, if they give an insult, you taking it personal, it's saying like, all right, whatever they just said, I'm resonating with it. They like, you fat. You're not fat. Or, again, that's the whole aspect of being comfortable with who you are. Or say, for instance, you are what the description fits as fat. But if you're comfortable with who you are, that person dealing with some energy on their own, because for them to even try to be, to express something, to try to pull a person down, they dealing with some energy themselves, you know what I'm saying? Again, and if we're that's because we're judging ourselves like that. You know, if you're looking at a person that's houses and you judging them, then if you were houses, you judge yourself. Like basically, that's all that's saying. Like if you were in that same position, you would be judging yourself internally. You know what I'm saying? So that's another aspect of it. You know, stop judgments. And another aspect of judgment comes from again, and I got a video that speaks to this on my YouTube channel. Again, like the beginning stages of subconscious programming, and you get the right and wrong or the punishment and reward situation starting off with our parents. And again, we as souls, we chose to come down into these situations, so it ain't, again, accountability for the soul that you are. You can't be all, man, my parents this and my parents that. Like, you chose the motherfucker, so that's you. And the more you point to external conditions, the more you get lost in this realm, you know. And you end up so lost that it's like, damn, you got to catch it in the next class. Come and reincarnate in this motherfucker. Reincarnating not bad or good, you know what I'm saying? And just some of us know that we done been here long enough and just want to get the fuck from out of here, you know. So we gotta, you know, buckle down and really be accountable for the energy. Again, like that's why it's about setting healthy boundaries right now, and energy is testing us, you know. Again, it's the only thing to fear right now is fear itself. Like, you know, it's fear itself that's the only thing that's tugging away. And these parasites feed off of it, you know. And that's why they make so many of these movies with like either zombies or beings that could sniff fear and they just come for the fear, you know what I'm saying? Or even in ghost movies, you know, ghosts get to the people who fear it. I think Insidious, one of the Insidious movies, what had this lady, you know, on, like she was like a light, she was strong in her light, and that ghost couldn't even exist in her presence because she was just like so strong in her light, you know, and fearless, that energy. And again, those, it's a tricky thing because it's like, it's almost like you know, when you come across you walk and you come across a dog growling, you know, of course your first reaction would be to fear, but think about it, that dog ain't bit you yet in that sense of it. So what, you know, stay fear, like, you know, why even give that fear? Like, stay strong. And again, like those parasitic energies, they, you know what I'm saying, if you know what I'm saying, waver and show that you fearful, then that, you know, it allows for them to jump ship. Again, like with the simple ad, like, again, we walk in universes. The simple conversation of somebody coming up to me and being like, well, you know, if you do jewelry or whatever, you ain't gonna make this much money or this and that. Like, that negative aspect is a fucking negative entity trying to jump ship into my realm and have me be in that same shit, you know what I'm saying? You start to realize, like, again, like, well, it's not about throwing our opinions around. Like, it's about being my own inner guidance, you know. Think about, like, Jay-Z talk about the example of, like, when he told his uncle, like, I'm gonna be a cold-ass rapper and this and that. You know, his uncle, what any person could do is speak from their perspective. And his uncle, since he not feeling that he could rap and this and that, like, oh, man, you ain't gonna be no rapper, this and that, because he only know of his shortcomings and, you know, and the energy that he's dealing with. And that's why it's like so important for you to just deal with your own universe, because only you know your unique powers and energies, you know what I'm saying, not the next person. So when your mama giving you advice, you're an entrepreneur, but your mama working 9 to 5, and you're trying to get entrepreneur advice from a 9 to 5er, you're gonna get 9 to 5er advice. You're gonna be like, well, you know, play it safe and like basically everything that's basically gonna get you back into a 9 to 5 instead of being more of an entrepreneur. So again, like inner guidance, or again, if you are tapping into some type of external level of guidance, let it be in alignment with what's resonating in your heart, not just know, you know what I'm saying? Again, like, oh, just because this person older than me, let me listen to him. Like, nah. Like, again, we're gods on the human experience. This realm, like these human moralistic systems that were created, was to throw off our God nature, so we could be confused on some bullshit. Again, stop judging yourself. There is no right or wrong. Two sides to one coin, and this is causing effect. You know, if you eat some non-GMO food, this and that, you have like a certain effect. If you eat foods that aren't too healthy, you have a certain effect. If you, it's how you deal with them that makes the outcome.